Good morning, everyone. The Delaware County Commissioner meeting for June 22nd, 2020 is now in session. Would you stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning. As Vice President, I'm sitting today. Commissioner Benton is not with us today. And to my left is fellow Commissioner Barb Lewis, and our Administrator over here to the right, and Mike Fomer.
Is he under that mask, I guess?
Behind that mask. Yeah, it kind of is.
There, it is him.
And Jennifer Walraven today, our clerk. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
Resolution number 20-533, in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held June 18th, 2020.
So move.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-533. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-534, in the matter of approving purchase orders and now certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 0619 and memo transfers in batch number MTA APR 0619.
So move.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-534. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Next, we have some guests from our local R711, Amy Chandler and Brian Jeffers.
Good morning.
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 As she said, my name is Amy Chandler. I'm president of local R711 that represents the paramedics and EMTs of Delaware County EMS.
Yeah, my name is Brian Jeffers. I'm the vice president. So we're here today to express our gratitude on behalf of our members of the local R711, which represents the advanced EMTs and paramedics of Delaware County EMS. We'd like to recognize the county commissioners, you guys, the county administrator, the DCMS command staff, and the human resources department for their actions and efforts during the COVID-19 pandemic. The willingness for the county to have our backs physically, financially, and emotionally are greatly appreciated. Thank you for the memorandum of understanding signed to allow our members to use administrative leave for the COVID-19, which that actually helps us save overtime monies, so we're not any financial issues, and that really felt us that you guys cared and you heard our voices. Thank you for understanding and granting the MOU for the supplemental hazard pay for the increased stress and risk that we went through during the pandemic, and that actually made our members feel like they were really valued for their commitment to their duties that they had to do. Again, thank you for your actions taken in obtaining the personal protective equipment for our PPE when the supplies were very limited, acquiring the N95 masks, the protective face shields that we got through the businesses in Delaware, and for the impervious gowns through other various avenues that we were able to get. Thank you guys for acknowledging EMS Week 2020 with the gift to each station for better health. We definitely want to thank you guys.
Oh, thank you very much.
So I just wanted to say I've served with Delaware County EMS since April of 1995. We had 3 stations when I started. We had approximately 30 full-time employees. My base rate of pay was $6.30 when I started here full-time. Wasn't going to support my family. So there have been many changes in EMS in that time, and many changes in the leadership in the commissioner's office, in EMS, in county administrator. I've seen a lot of people come and go. I believe that we finally hit on the right combination of leaders who have begun to understand that EMS employees are not special, which we've been accused of before, but we are certainly different from your typical county employee because of the type of schedule that we work and the type of job that we do. And again, we just appreciate the acknowledgement that we are a little different and the support that was given to us recently during the COVID pandemic. Thank you.
Gosh, I really feel we need to thank you. You are on the front lines, and during this epidemic, my gosh, I mean, I was very, very happy to give you the help that you needed and to provide a little bit you were already doing your job, so you didn't even need an incentive. But I mean, just like you said, a recognition of what you're doing and how vital that was for us. And how are things going now then, as far as your runs and?
It's funny because once we came off some of the state stuff, my particular area, we had 2 COVID positive patients within that first week after, the stuff was supposed to be gone. So, I mean, it's still stressful. It's still,
Sure.
we're still operating under the COVID protocol. So we are taking those protective measures on every call that we go on. So we're still waiting for it to break. It's stressful, but we can deal with it.
What do you do, say, when you have a COVID pardon me, when you have a patient then that test?
So if we know we have a COVID patient, then we, in addition to the N95 mask and the face shield or the glasses that we wear on every call, if we know there's a COVID patient or exposure, then we also put on the gown. We send one person in to do the initial evaluation, and that way only one person is exposed.
Sure.
Close up, and then others help if needed, or just wait outside and get the patient loaded that way. So
Sure.
there's some changes in how we operate still, and I don't know when those are going to go away.
Sure. Is the patient taken to the hospital then?
In a lot of cases, we do have our COVID protocol.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if they need to go to the hospital per our protocol and
Sure.
they want to go, we will take them.
Okay.
If they aren't unstable, then we would try and convince them to stay home if they met the criteria to stay home.
Okay, thank you. Thanks very much.
I sit here and everything Commissioner Lewis said, I could repeat, but I do think some of it is worth repeating. If we could, I find it a little interesting, you're out there thinking us. I think
That's
Commissioner
right.
Lewis, I should be there, and you
That's
should be
right,
here.
that's right,
Us
yeah.
thinking you. I'm very proud of what our county has done and how we've went about doing things, and you mentioned, Amy, I believe you mentioned the leadership in the county, and I'll specifically say our administrator and our director, who both are there to your left. I think are the kind of leaders that make a difference and make it easy for us to do our job as commissioners. So I can't say it loud enough or often enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But we are a team. It's the leadership and the people on the line doing it, the hard work, putting themselves on the line, that makes the difference. So it's amazing ways of saying it, but thank you very, very much, and God bless you guys. So take care.
Thank you.
Jeff, did you want to say anything, or that's up to you, but you were here, I thought maybe you wanted to say something.
I was just here to support them. Obviously, everything we did, the commissioners, the administrator, my command staff, was all in an effort to protect and better serve our employees as they are out there
Yes.
serving the public. So, like Brian Jeffers pointed out, some of the PPE things that we did, I saw that as no other option. There's no other way we were going to go about that. There's no acceptable way to send your staff into
Right.
harm's way without the proper equipment. So, yeah, thank you for supporting
Just
our
make sure
department.
everyone knows how we feel and how much we appreciate. I think Mike Fromm was going to say something.
All right, all right.
No, I think it's pretty typical of our EMS department. They really don't like to be praised. They many times praise others, and so today it's like you said, you guys said it very well. And what's been, in addition to COVID-19, a lot of the new changes and ideas that Director Fischel and his team have been embraced by the union and working through stuff. And Lieutenant Chandler has been a leading force on helping, implement a lot of the new stuff. And I mean, you guys are seeing all accolades and awards that the department's getting, and a lot of that is from the support. Every new initiative, Jeff and his team get with the leadership and start to work it through, and it makes that a very successful, and the COVID-19 was just one instance, but there's a lot of different things that are going on. So once again, it's been a lot of fun to work with. They are, I think Lieutenant Chandler, I was the one that said, when I met with her first, every department thinks they're special.
But they think they're a little different.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
I like it. They are different. They take care of themselves, and they don't like to take credit. And it's actually refreshing. I don't know why, it seems like on the development side, everybody wants to line up and take credit. So it's good to work with the public service, safety service folks, because they don't like to take as much credit. So anyway.
Well, and I do have to say, when I was talking with the different stations, that they all mention the new, well, you're not new right now, but our administrator.
Newer?
Newer, yeah, and how he really understood them and what they needed, and they really appreciated Administrator Frommer's reaching out, and as he continues to do. So that also was recognized by them.
I guess I'll say this, they came here today to thank us, and we should say, you're welcome. But I think we really felt that there should be a thank you to them, but when someone says thank you, you should say you're welcome, and it was very nice that they came representing EMS today, and it's a special group, and I think they have a special place in all three commissioners' hearts, so please make sure that's understood. Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, that brings us to item number 4. Resolution number 20-535, in the matter of granting annexation petition from agent for the petitioner, Chris Bradley, requesting annexation of 9.43 acres of land in Liberty Township to the city of Powell.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote?
Vote on motion 20-535. Mr. Benton is absent, sorry. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-536, in the matter of approving an agreement between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, the Delaware County Sheriff, and Inmate Calling Solutions, LLC, doing business as IC Solutions for the Delaware County Jail.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Jeff Balzer, Chief Deputy with the Sheriff's Office. We're here before you this morning to seek your approval on a contract with IC Solutions. They provide the telephone service for our inmates and also video visitation at the jail. They have been our vendor for 3 years. This would be a new contract or renewal of that contract. They've done a very good job, especially during the outbreak of the coronavirus. They kind of stepped up when the governor ordered that all visitation stop at all prison facilities and jails. IC Solutions contacted us right away and offered to provide one free per week video visitation for each inmate. They've also worked with us on setting up some of our local attorneys so they can visit by video also. So they've been a good partner. We did have another vendor that sought to get the bid, and they submitted a proposal also. They're both good proposals. We ultimately selected or recommend IC Solutions. A number of reasons. Like I said, we've had great service from them as we've moved forward. One of the things also, we've seen the cost that they charge all these companies has dropped over the years. Part of it was there's a lawsuit somewhere in the country a few years back because the prices they were charging per minute were pretty high. Now, granted, this isn't taxpayer funds that we're expending for this, but ultimately it is the taxpayers of the county that are supporting it because it's their loved ones or people, friends or family that are in jail. IC Solutions now, their rate right now per minute is 35 cents per minute. They've dropped that down to 25 cents per minute, and for certain things even lower than that. So we still will see a profit, and by profit I mean that we can use those funds to benefit the inmates. We actually use that to purchase our body scanner, and we've used it to have some exercise equipment for the inmates. other things, programs we bring in for them as well. So it's been a benefit for us as well.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-536. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 20-537, in the matter of approving a transfer of appropriations for the Sheriff's Office.
So moved.
Second? Discussion?
Just real quick on the last issue, just wanted to give you a couple facts that the commission that the chief referred to, that we get on the sale of the phone calls out there amounts to about $147,000 a year when the jail's, at normal occupancy. With the reduction in their fee, or the rates they're charging the inmates, they are also reducing the percentage commission that we get from 70% to 65%. So we'll see a slight decrease in that, but maybe $10,000 a year. And those funds are restricted. They can only be used for things out there at the jail for improvements to the inmates, so.
When you said profit, you're really referring to that 6 or 7%?
Yeah, it's a commission that we receive on the total cost of the, not to tell them, in the public sector world, profits.
I almost clarified it at the point, but I'm glad you did.
Right. So, and then the next item on the agenda is just a reallocation of funds out of a grant fund that the Sheriff's Office receives from the state. It's 75% grant funded. This year's Drug Task Force grant's wrapping up, and they had a piece of equipment that we were purchasing that came in like $3,000 or $4,000 under, and they wanted to still utilize it for something else, so we had to realign some of the funds, thus the transfer request.
Thank you.
Questions? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-537. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 20-538, in the matter of approving the sanitary sewer improvement plans for Long Hill Farms at Berlin Station 1 and Liberty Grand District Section 2A and 2B.
So moved.
Second?
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Kelly Thiel with the Regional Sewer District, and these plans were reviewed by our office and found to meet our specifications, so we're recommending their approval at this time.
Questions? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-538. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-539, in the matter of approving the sanitary sewer subdividers agreement for Four Winds Residential Hotel and the Smith Farm at Carpenter's Mill, Section 2, Phase B.
So moved.
Second? Discussion?
These agreements were both reviewed by staff attorney and found to be acceptable, and we're also recommending their approval at this time.
Discussion? Questions? Vote?
Vote on motion 539. Mr. Merrill? Mr. Merrill?
Here.
Mrs.
Aye.
Lewis? Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Your voice got so weak there.
I know, sorry. I'm like, oh, I don't talk anymore.
Yeah. I just had one question on that. Four Winds Residential Motel, is that right on 36, 37?
She's coming back.
Yeah, it's located on the existing interchange at 36, 37, and 71 in that
okay.
area. There's the apartment and housing complex back. It'd be the northwest quadrant of that existing.
Okay.
Guys
Thank
are
you.
kind of behind the new Chipotle in that area, isn't it?
Yeah, in that area.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Resolution number 20-540, in the matter of accepting the drainage maintenance inspection report for 2020 and establishing percent of maintenance assessments for 2021.
So moved.
Second? Discussion?
Morning, Commissioners. Rob Riley, Chief Deputy Engineer. We are presenting to you today the Drainage Maintenance Inspection Report. This would provide for the assessments to be collected in the future on all of the 563 projects that are on county maintenance. As you know, that program has grown dramatically as development in our county has occurred. The cash balance in that fund currently stands at about $9.6 million, trending in the right direction. Given that the growth in infrastructure, we're able to keep a reserve in that account to provide for the future replacement of some of these projects when the time comes. So be happy to answer any questions you have, or we have Brett Bacon here today. He can answer any specific questions you might have.
Any questions or comments?
No, no questions.
Nor do I. Vote.
Vote on motion 20-540. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-541, in the matter of declaring necessity to improve US 3637 Carter's Corners, Dominican Road intersections and approving a professional services agreement with Mannequin Smith Group Incorporated for the project known as Dell US 36-19.90.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
This is a project we've been working on with ODOT. We were successful in procuring about $700,000 worth of federal highway funds that flow through ODOT towards this project. The project will add left turn lanes on US 36 as well as on the side streets approaching 36. That's Carter's Corner and Dominican Road. Construction, we're still about 2 to 2.5 years away from starting construction. We'll have to go through the federal oversight process on this project. And then I failed to mention that there will be a traffic signal as well in the future. What we're doing right now is basically building the turn lanes to accommodate the future signal. Signals need to, on the state system, need to pass the warrant, what ODOT calls warrants. Basically, there's about 10 different warrants based on volume or crash history. The signal is very close to being warranted based on the traffic volumes, but not quite there. We would expect, based on traffic growth, it'll be there in the next 3 to 4 years. And so it may be that we add the signal or work with ODOT to add the signal after this project. But for right now, we'll get the signal, or excuse me, get the turn lanes in and prepare everything for the eventual signal.
Yeah, and traffic moves pretty quickly there.
Sure does.
It's fast, yeah, that's good.
Vote.
Vote on motion 20-541. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Do you need progress report on the roundabout over at Berlin and Shanahan, since that's
Yes.
got the traffic all
Yes,
redirected?
Yes, thank you. We have some good news. The roundabout at Cheshire and Old State should open later today.
Oh, really?
Based on
Oh,
what I
wow.
was told.
Gee.
So we'll certainly get some updates out on social media and our website to that effect. But I know they were just finishing up the lights this morning. So the Cheshire Road Causeway will stay closed this week.
Okay.
Hopefully open on Friday. That's the plan. Both of those projects went extremely well. I really have to give kudos to Strasser Construction, or excuse me, Strasser Paving. Strasser did the roundabout, basically did that roundabout in less than 28 days.
That's
which is-
really.
Yeah, it just seemed like it just was closed. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and we
Oh,
got some
that's-
comments on social media to that effect. I think we're all pretty pleased at how quickly that went. It looks really nice. I drove through this morning. So yeah, by the end of this week, hopefully that area will be unlocked, if you will, so. Shanahan Road, you mentioned at 23, that will stay closed through the end of this month, but we're making good progress on that. Once the paving and the widening is done, that will reopen.
You say end of this month, I assume you mean July, not June.
No, the end of June.
In June, okay.
It'll be right around the 4th of July weekend.
Fantastic.
So we're getting very close on that. And then the traffic will, or excuse me, the work will shift over to Hyatt's Road on that side.
Having driven by there, it doesn't look like it was that close. That's also good news.
Yeah, it goes pretty quickly once you get up out of the mud, which they are, so, yeah.
Gosh. And I'd like to thank you, too, for the mowing that was done on Gorsuch. So when you pull up, people pull up to that T-bone intersection. They
Yeah.
don't have to go out in the middle of the intersection. It's all, yeah, the grass that's great. It was scalped. That's super, because then it won't grow back.
Stay down a little better.
That's
Yeah, our
right,
guy-
it'll stay down.
We're finally just about caught up from the wet spring we had. Gosh, it
Yes,
was
that's-
really hard to get out without getting mowers stuck in the ditch, so we're finally there, so thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Resolution number 20-542, in the matter of fulfilling the requirements of Ohio House Bill 481 for the passage of a resolution in order to receive and expend federal funds under Section 5001 of the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act.
So move.
Second, discussion?
Good morning, Commissioners. Mike Fromer, County Administrator. This resolution is needed to transact this funding. I was just actually notified from the Deputy County Auditor this morning that we've been given notice that we will be receiving $3,448,911 for Delaware County, and that will be dispersed to all the entities per the local government funding formula. So you'll see that happen in the, like I said, just just let me know that we got notice on that. The county auditor is going to be working with that, and they're also going to be dispersing to all the local.
Will that be in one check or spread over time, or do you know?
My understanding is that it's one check for the full amount that we're getting tomorrow, and then we'll be dispersing it out to the entities.
What is that amount again?
$3,448,911.
Okay,
I would just say 3.5 million, but that's just.
That's just the county's, that's the county's portion, right?
No, that's for Delaware County,
And
us and the entities in the county. So
okay. Thank you, wow. Great.
anything else? Need a vote?
Vote on motion 20-542. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
That brings us to administrator reports.
Good morning, Commissioners, and Mike Former County Administrator. We had last Thursday a meeting, a virtual meeting with the elected officials, and talked about transitioning from our current open status of appointments and being, our offices being the staffing back in it. And we're looking at a July 7th for the doors for all the buildings to be open for walk-in visitors. We'll continue to do appointments and drop boxes. So you'll start to see some of that information going out this week. But, I can't thank the elected officials and all the department directors enough on how we've managed through this. And I think that the time has come to, it seemed to be very unanimous to start to, open up to walk-in, traffic. And I think that the transition has been a good one, so.
So some of these smaller facilities are going to unlock their doors?
Yeah.
Just leave it at that. But
Yeah, it's, currently like in the Hayes building, if a visitor comes, the security trident will, encourage them to use the drop box, or contact the office who internally into Hayes would have their doors closed. If they're able to see that person may go back, or they'll schedule an appointment. When this change happened July 7th, they'll be able to walk to all the offices. They'll be open internally in the building. The Wolf Building, Channing Street opened up last week. The Wolf Building, which has Sheriff Veteran Services.
those are now open or will be open?
And those will be open July 7th to walk-in, visitors, so. That's all I have.
I just want to say thank you for the leadership that you provided in kind of walking us through all this and the communication with
Yes.
elected officials. I think it's made all the difference. And because of that, I think everybody's been on the same playbook and they've worked well together. And so
Exactly, it went very smoothly. Yeah, well-spoken.
Yeah, and
Thank you,
I
Mike.
can't thank John Melvin's group enough on the facilities. I don't know if you guys, the photos of the jury rooms and stuff like that, where they're providing the plexiglass and stuff like that. It's just been, like I said, Commissioner Merrill, you said it very well. Everybody's worked together. I think some people have wanted to be more cautious, some people have wanted to be a little bit more aggressive, but we've been unified on our approach, which has been good, so.
very good.
When I was at that meeting, both our Director of Safety and Security, Brian, and then our EMA Director said, make sure that you mention Chad, who is head of our maintenance department. And he said they have just been everywhere and done an excellent job. So, well done.
With that, that brings us to Commissioner comments.
And,
Commissioner Lewis.
well, my other comment would be to thank our financial guru, Karen, first, for all of her work in, she was shepherding the CARES Act and trying to get money for us, which she did. And I know you worked with her too, Mike. I'm sure Cy did, the deputy auditor and others, but Karen was right there heading the initiative, and it was very successful. So, thanks to Karen. That's it.
Just real quickly, we had a CCO board meeting last Friday, another virtual meeting. I'm looking forward to getting those behind us, hopefully in the near future. And just an observation, I've encouraged everybody to support local restaurants and local businesses. And I happened to be at another local restaurant Friday, and the owner came up to me and wanted to thank the commissioners for their support of the revolving loan, and he was looking forward to applying today.
Oh, good.
And sometimes you don't know if people are aware or recognize those things, but I did not know the manager at the restaurant that I've never had the opportunity to meet the manager. And so that's kind of cool. I thought that it is recognized what
Great.
The county and Liberty and Orange and Finance Authority are doing, and it was nice to hear that.
And today is when people can apply.
This morning, I think at
This
8 o'clock,
morning?
they can start applying.
Okay. Boy,
And I
that's,
understand from an email we got this morning that the bank is ready to move forward.
that's great. Yeah.
With that, there's no more business we do have executive.
You have a need for executive. Resolution number 20-543, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of pending or imminent litigation.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-543. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye. With that, we are now in executive session. Waiting patiently.
Yes, thank you.
Resolution number 20-544, in the matter of adjourning out of executive session.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-544. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
If there is no other business to bring